I'm going to log in as root again, and I'm going to run these two commands. That's not how you paste in PuTTY. You just right click with the mouse. All that's doing is basically resetting the temporary space in Linux. It's like virtual memory in Linux. And the other thing I have to do is I have to go and edit etc.fs tab, because etc.fs tab is the thing that brings up the file system when the machine restarts. And what I need to do is I need to set, as opposed to default, I need 1.5 gig on the sort space, which is right here. Size equals 1500 meg. And then I'm going to escape. I'm in VI and I'm not on the right window. WQ, so that's saved that. So when it restarts, it'll come back up with the same size. In the etc syscontrol configuration file, I need to add these settings. So I'm going to copy paste this. I'm going to go to vi/etc sysctl. I'm getting mixed up because recently I've worked with Solaris as well, and HPUX. So those values are not in this file by default. So we're going to paste them in. And these are basically default settings for 32-bit Windows with minimum 2 gigs of RAM. Don't worry about the details. If you really want to research them, look up these parameters online. And there's a thing in Linux called PAM, which we want to do some changes to as well. And we're going to go into this file here. We're going to go down to the bottom. Shift A to insert at the end of a line. Go back to here. Highlight it in the browser. Control C. I'm just telling you what keys I'm pressing. Left click, right click to paste. Escape. WQ to save it. And now we look for another file called etc. This stuff I went through a long time ago and I can't remember the exact details of why everything needs to be set. Shift A, session, required, pam underbar limits.so. What I've done, session required pan limits SO, as I've actually just copied it from there. In some respects it's better to actually copy and paste because then you're not going to make a mistake. We'll copy this, Control C from the browser. I'm going to go into etc se linux config. If I move this window out of the way a little bit, I can see the browser window underneath. Now VI with Linux I can do type etc, then SE, hit the tab key, and it doesn't find it. Hit the tab key again. It completes the file name, config. And as you can see, SE Linux is actually already disabled because I installed the operating system properly. And I need to make sure that the firewall is stopped, which it should be, because that's the way I installed it, but I'm going to check it anyway. And I need to also check this thing is turned off. Any of these things will stop my Oracle database from working. They're not set properly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the Oracle user and set all the right permissions for the Oracle user, which is just a copy and paste of all of this. Paste. No errors. New password for Oracle. Guess what my password is. There's one last thing I have to do to prepare to install on Linux. And the first thing I have is a PuTTY window. Before doing anything else, I need to do something in root. I need to create the directory where I'm actually going to build the Oracle software, which I have in a notepad. Logged in as root, I'm going to create a directory and I'm going to give Oracle complete access to it. So change ownership, change mod. You don't need to know about the details of the Linux commands. Essentially I'm just going to run this. Then I will have, if I go into root on the Linux box, somewhere in here I already have install, I also have U01, which is Oracle and install. That's where the Oracle software gets installed. So now, when I log in as Oracle, I need to change a file called my bash profile, which I already have a copy in here, but it's not the correct one. I'm going to clear this file out. I'm going to escape I for insert. I'm going to go on to my blog, and I'm going to copy a standard bash profile file I have, which generally works for everything unless I change things drastically. So back to here, left click on the bar, right click to paste, hit return, go up to the top. As you can see, I now have Oracle base U01 app Oracle. The Oracle software will get installed here, and we won't worry about all the other stuff in there for now. In my bash profile file that I just copied from my blog, I have a few things I need to change. This is for a rack setup. This is a single instance I have on this machine. We do not need to worry about rack in this course. It's way too complicated. And I'm just doing Shift R and then overriding. There isn't anything else that I can see at this point. So I'm going to throw this out and I can start my installation process.